And for more, we have Akshay Dongre joining us. Well, Akshay, given the complexities of the ceasefire agreement and the ongoing violations from both the sides now, what are the key challenges that the international community faces in maintaining this fragile truce? And how do you assess the role of the US in influencing the ceasefire's enforcement?
Well, Lipakshi, problems remain. This is something as we just a few days back predicted as well, that it's not easy to maintain ceasefire between these two arch rivals who are baying for each other's blood just few days back, and they have been doing that for years now. So as far as Hamas is concerned, there are always going to be factions within that will oppose the kind of ceasefire agreements that it has agreed to, the ceasefire conditions that it has agreed to. Whereas Israel, there are going to be similar kind of hatred towards Hamas in the IDF factions as well as in the Israeli government, especially when we talk about the far right that have been calling for stopping of action against Hamas till the time they are completely disarmed and in fact destroyed. So the international community faces the risk of putting pressure on both of these to ensure that the war does not continue and it does not, in fact, escalate from this region to different parts of the region as far as Middle East is concerned, because it still is quite a sensitive zone. We have seen repeated escalation of the conflicts, and still the kind of repeated ceasefires that have been done so far have not lasted for more than a few hours, and this one for a few days. And even though US President says that ceasefire is still in place, but Israeli Defense Forces taking action against Hamas in Gaza. There are allegations that Hamas was involved in killing of Israelis in the Rafah incident few days back. So it's a continuous trust building challenge for the rest of the world to ensure that these two actually stick to the agreement that they have made as far as peace is concerned, and to give peace a chance by both the sides. And if not, both of them, either of them who violates it faces pressure from the world community as well as humanitarian organizations as well.
All right. Also, Akshay, there's a lot of course, worry about the humanitarian situation in Gaza. How do you see the resumption of aid into there and under US pressure, especially affecting the humanitarian situation on the ground? And do you think it will have any impact on the dynamics of the ceasefire or future peace talks?
Well, it is all speculative at this point in time, Lipakshi, because what we know so far is that ceasefires have not worked. What we know that they have been repeatedly violated, and innocent people have suffered. So Israel also is using humanitarian aid as sort of a bargaining chip for making Hamas accept its demands. There has to be a line between combatants and non-combatants as far as people are concerned who have lost their homes in the IDF operations, who have lost their everything and are now facing poverty, facing starvation, where children are dying, falling sick, and having life-changing diseases there because of lack of enough nutrients and enough food for them. Should be made clear, because war should not be made a humanitarian crisis by using of humanitarian aid as a bargaining chip.
Also, Akshay, what do you think are the challenges the Gulf Arab states may face in helping enforce security and disarm Hamas? And how realistic is Vice President J.D. Vance's call for the involvement in ensuring the Gaza ceasefire holds?
Well, yes, there is some involvement. Obviously, we have seen involvement of Qatar, involvement of other countries that have tried to, make statements. But beyond that, there is not much because most of the, support for the Israel is coming in from the US, from the Western allies of US, whereas the support for Hamas has been limited, but it has come from the Arab states, and they already have been pressurizing Hamas into signing of the ceasefire. Because the war, when it escalated, it is going to escalate to their regions as well in the West Asian countries. So it's everything is speculative at this point in time, because every party almost has repeatedly failed to bring any solution to this conflict.
All right, so a lot of speculations yet, and we're yet to see what happens next. Thank you so much, Akshay, for all those details.